Good morning, world. I hope you're having a phenomenal Friday. And this Friday, is unlike any other Friday. Because today I've got with me someone who's going to, for you as an entrepreneur, create for you the possibility of dating the financials for your business. The question for today is, what is your relationship with your financials? And we're going to dig into what it takes to have a productive, functional relationship. We're going to look at what it is when your relationship isn't good with your financials and what the impact is. But before we do that, I have a question for my friend Lisa. Lisa, what's the difference between a tax and a fine?
I don't know.
Well, a fine is a tax for doing wrong. A tax is a fine for doing well.
But I'm
Crazy. No, let's do this. We are back. Today's Friday, and it's Leadership and Business Day on the Daily Huddle. And I have a few questions to prime the audience for us, both on Facebook, around the world, and here on Zoom. Fareed, good morning.
Good morning, Saral.
What time is it, Fareed, and what are you grateful for?
Well, the time is now. The time is now. I am grateful to see another beautiful day, to see another awesome day.
It is an awesome day. You know, anytime you can wake up and you wake up in Trinidad and Tobago, it is an awesome day.
It's an awesome day.
Save a little bit of that sun for me. I may be coming down for Carnival.
Okay, looking out for you.
Good morning, Rashida. Rashida, where are you and who are you going to hug today?
Good morning. I am in my kitchen because I'm doing sauerkraut. And who I'm going to hug today? I'm going to hug the tree and also myself and the Daily Huddle family. And with that, I'm out, but I'm still here.
You're still here. Samara and Lisa and everyone, there's a last question we ask. On the Daily Huddle, we are committed that people remain present, because when you are present, you can perform in a way that that's not available to you unless you are present. So the last question is, how are you? And we're fond of saying, I am the way I say I am. Samara, if I ask you, how are you today? How do you say you are?
I say that I am whole and well.
Whole and well. And guess what? In that moment you said that, you are whole and well. And so, world, I'm introducing you to Samara Andrews, who is whole and well. Samara is the founder and CEO of FYE Finance, and she has an MBA in finance. And she is an enrolled agent. She'll tell you a whole bunch more about what that means. And a business accountant and a corporate America escapee. Now, if you want to escape corporate America for one reason or another, Samara's got tons and tons of good advice for you on how to do that and how to do that successfully. Now, during her tenure in corporate America, she learned a whole bunch, but she learned with the passion of taking on all of that so she can create a beautiful business for her clients. And as a finance expert, her passion is to help people in business become financially savvy. That's why the question makes sense today, right? What is your relationship with your business financials? Samara learned that planning is the most effective an efficient tool to building and maintaining sustainable wealth. And she took her love for taxes and married it with her love for helping people to create a comprehensive approach to building wealth through tax planning. So she's here for you, solopreneurs, big business owners, you name it. And the challenging question for you is, what is your relationship with your business financials? Samara, good morning and welcome to the Daily Huddle.
Thank you for having me. Good morning.
Tell us just a little bit about you. You know, what I just shared was just the tip of the iceberg in terms of introducing you. If you were to take 1 minute to tell the world who you are and why accounting for you, what would you say?
Who I am. So I'm many things, right, to many people. But I really do love accounting for the analytics. So I'm very analytical when it comes to approaching money and just life. So funny story, when I take vacations, I have an Excel spreadsheet for that.
Oh my God. Samara, tell me, do you actually count the dishes before you put them in the dishwasher?
I mean, I'm not that bad. But
Now,
what I do.
that tells us a lot about you. Now, tell me a little bit about the spread. Not a lot about the spreadsheet. I just want to know, do you still have fun
Yeah.
with the spreadsheet?
We plan fun into the spreadsheet.
Ah, there
Absolutely.
you go. So folks, there you have it. Not every accountant is the stereotypical accountant. Samara is fun, joyous, and yet she doesn't let her love for life take away her love for the details that she's an expert at creating for her clients and her family, even on vacation.
Even on vacation.
So Samara, let's dig into this question. What is your relationship with your business financials? Now, for those of us who already know, and for those of us who may not know, in conversations with you, you referred to something called the Holy Trinity. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah. So when you talk about financials, right, at its simplest form, it's money coming in, money coming out. But your financials create statements, financial statements. And so when I explain to clients the three top financial statements, I call it the Holy Trinity. And that's your P&L, your profit and loss statement, right? Your balance sheet statement, and then your cash flow statement. And once you have all of those three statements, like, you should have a pretty good understanding of what's going on in the financials of your business.
So in the context of beginning to create a relationship with your business financials, at a very high level, these statements give me a window into the health of my business, right?
Correct.
So for each of these statements, the profit and loss statement, the cash flow statement, and the balance sheet, when I peek through that window, what do I see about my business?
Yeah, so you can see, first and foremost, with the cash flow statement, how well you are doing with keeping money in and paying your bills, right? So a lot of companies struggle in this area, and we'll get into it later. But the cash flow statement is very important. The profit and loss statement is usually the gold standard. That's what your investors are going to be looking at, because they want to know, how profitable are you? How good are you with managing your finances, right? And then when you talk about the balance sheet statement, that's talking about the equity of your business. So what do your assets look like? What liabilities do you have? So you can see how all three statements have their own.
So literally, these are not just numbers on paper. It is at once a picture of the health of the business, but also a picture of the effectiveness of you as a business owner. Are you running a business that's profitable? That's the profit and loss statement. Are you paying your bills on time and getting your invoices paid on a timely fashion? That's your cash flow statement. And is your business actually building equity? Meaning, is it worth something, even something to you or something that you could sell? So those are just important windows to peek through on a regular basis. So when somebody has what you see a lot, probably a dysfunctional relationship with their business financials. Now, without pointing fingers, rain falls, it gets everybody wet.
Right.
Now,
Right.
if you are running a business and you bump into a client that doesn't have a functional relationship with their financial statements, what does that look like? And what is the impact on the business?
So what it looks like is when I look at their general ledger, so, okay, I'm going to try not to get too deep into the weeds, but for the finance people that are out there and that are listening, they would know exactly what I'm talking about. So when I look at their general ledger, accounts are going to be all out of whack. They're going to be affected in the wrong way. You may have an asset account that has a negative balance. That tells me right now that they don't have a relationship with their finance.
So you said you weren't going to get into the weeds,
No,
right?
I know.
So let me pull you out a little bit. Now, the general ledger is what for business, if you were to say it in plain language?
Yeah, so the general ledger is all of the accounts, right, that are being affected by the transactions that you are doing in your business. Okay.
So in other words, I pay this vendor, I receive this invoice from a client. Each vendor, each client, each classification of where I spend money or take money in shows up as an account in the general ledger.
That is correct. That is correct.
Bingo.
Yep, bingo.
So when you say it's out of whack, what does that mean?
Oh my gosh. So again, certain accounts carry a natural positive balance, and then some of them will, or I should say, debit balance, and then some have a credit balance. So if I see an asset account that is negative, if your banking account is negative, right, something's wrong, because there's no way the bank is allowing you to run a negative $30,000 balance.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
So for you as an accountant, the general ledger is like the first place you start that
correct.
gives you the opportunity to diagnose the
Correct.
state of a business owner's relationship with their financial statements for the business.
That is correct. Because that's telling me they're not managing it, and they may not know how to manage it. Another thing that I've seen is, especially if people are using platforms like QuickBooks, I've seen duplicated revenues. So this lends to them overpaying in taxes. Usually a lot of business owners aren't creating a budget. And so this lends to them having to borrow money because they're not budgeting for things, their cash flow is out of whack. So we see it oftentimes than not, unfortunately. So we have to do a lot of cleanup, a lot of explanation, because we want to walk the client through it and come up with a game plan that can get them on the right path.
Yeah. So when I don't have a productive and working relationship with my business financials, I can get surprised.
Oh, absolutely.
It's like, oh my God, that's coming due now. And then when I'm surprised, I actually don't have the money to deal with it.
So you react in the best way you know how, right? You rob Peter to pay Paul. That's what we call it. Right?
All right. You're digging the knife in now, right? So if you're out there and you're robbing Peter to pay Paul, and you actually know people named Peter and Paul, you need to have a conversation with Samara. So that's what it looks like when one doesn't have a productive relationship with the business financials. Now, if you could tell us a little story about one of your clients without naming names, I want people to really get the importance of developing a good relationship with your business financials. And one of the ways we can do that is by getting a real sense of the impact on the business and the individual owner of a dysfunctional relationship with the business financials. So
Yep.
tell us a little story.
Yeah, I'm glad you asked because I love telling stories. It's the best way to convey what I do and how effective it is. So in, I want to say it was May of 2020, I had a client connect with me and they needed to have their taxes filed. Okay, so with me, if you're a business owner, you need to have your taxes filed. I first have to do a deep dive into financials to make sure that I'm filing them properly. So we do a deep dive into the financials, and what we find out is that common error that happens, her revenues were being overstated, right? They were actually almost being duplicated. And funny story is, unfortunately, this client had an accounting firm that was managing the books, okay? I explained to, and they had already filed, but she knew something was wrong. So she was seeking someone else to do a review of the filing and wanted us to amend. And so I explained to the client what had to be done. We did the cleanup and we were able to file that tax return for the client. It resulted in the client getting a refund check back of about $25,000. That's how much she'd overpaid in taxes because the books were not managed properly.
Yeah, wow. So it's not just a fairy tale that there is an impact to not having a relationship. And the other thing you're pointing to is that unless you're an accountant yourself as a business owner, it doesn't work to try to do your accounting yourself. And this plug is not shameless. I'm making that plug now. If you are a business owner, whether you're a solopreneur or you have 10 employees or you have 100 employees, it doesn't matter. Leave the work of bookkeeping and accounting to the pros.
Yeah.
And choose a pro.
You want to know my secret sauce?
Yeah, tell me your secret sauce.
Reconciliations.
And you know what?
It's as simple as that. And I get so many clients who come to us and I can tell that their books were never reconciled.
Now, this is another deep dive term, right? Because you say reconciliation, I'm thinking about truth and reconciliation and peace, right? So tell me, when you say reconciliation, what are you really talking about for a business owner and how does that benefit them?
Yeah, so when you're reconciling the books at the end of the month, especially, let's just keep it really simple. Let's talk about reconciling your checking accounts. So what you're doing back in the day, remember how you had a check register and you would write a check and then you would write the number down in your register, right? To make sure you didn't overdraft your account. Same concept, right? So when you talk about reconciling the books at the end of the month, what we do is we take the bank statement and we're going to match it against what we're seeing flowing in QuickBooks. And so if something is wrong, then we make journal entries to adjust them. But we definitely have to match it to what we call the Bible, and that's the bank statement, because that's really what happened. And I have seen more times than not that clients are not having that done. And that is how a lot of things are being missed.
Done monthly in a way that catches something's wrong early, as opposed to 6 months later, finding out that so-and-so wrote a fraudulent check against your account and retrieve it because now it's too late or something like that.
Yep.
So,
we call it real-time accounting.
Perfect, perfect. So let's move forward and look at what it looks like to have a, I'd call it dating your financials for your business, like having a relationship like really like a relationship. So what does it look like when a business owner has a productive relationship with their business financials?
They can sleep at night. That's one of the side effects, right? So
yeah,
My clients tell me all the time, like, I don't worry about what I used to worry about when it pertains to the financials of my business, because now in real time, I know what's going on with my business financials. We have a game plan and a strategy in place. So we connect with our clients. Like I said, I take the proactive approach, the comprehensive approach. So we do a lot of planning in the area of tax planning and advisory services from an accounting perspective, so that that client can have peace of mind. At the end of the year, Sorrel, my clients, when it's time to file taxes, no worries. They're not sweating. They already know what the outcome is going to be because we plan for it.
And it doesn't matter if the outcome is going to be they have to pay taxes or they'll receive a refund. They've planned for it, and if they have to pay, the funds are there already earmarked and all that good stuff.
Correct.
That
Correct.
is perfect. So now, those are all the benefits of having a productive relationship with your business financials. Now,
Right.
you know, when you go out, when you're dating your financial statements, there's the equivalent of taking them out to dinner, buying them flowers,
Yeah.
spending time.
You gotta spend
No,
time with
so
them.
what does the relationship look like on the court when a business owner has a productive relationship with their financials?
So it's sort of like a three-way date. I'm the third wheel, right, at the
Okay.
table. So I sit down with them and their financials, and we definitely explain to them the financials. We meet with each of our clients at least once a quarter, right? Some clients we meet on a monthly basis, because they need to be that intimate with their financials, especially if they have some big plans in place. So yeah, you get to date your financials. You get to review your profit and loss statement every month. Some of my clients review it every week. Like, they really want to date their financials. You get to review your cash flow statement. You get to review your balance sheet statement. And when we're doing reviews of those statements, guess what we're also doing? We're doing things called cost management. So you're dating your financials even more about understanding, where am I spending my money? Do I really need to spend my money there? Is there another cost-effective option, right? So we definitely make sure that they, court their financials on a long-term basis. This is not a one and done, right? You definitely have to put time and effort into understanding your financials, and we make it fun. At least that's what I've been told.
Yeah. And so business owners really don't have to go it alone when it comes to creating a productive relationship with their financials. And the benefits are loud and clear, and the professionals who love what they do are also available, just like you, to make it easy and fun. Now, I know there are probably many in the room on Facebook who may want to ask a few questions, but before, and as we're waiting on other questions, I want to ask you one thing. How many of your clients are simply just afraid to look at their financials and postpone looking?
None of them.
Yeah. Now,
because they're accustomed to dating them. So they're not afraid.
Yeah. So to have a relationship with your financials is to regularly get them, regularly.
Consistently.
Yeah, consistently.
Yes.
Now, is monthly a good interval, or would you say weekly is a bit OCD?
No, I mean, so we're looking at them weekly as the accounting firm, right? That's supporting them. But monthly is a great way to start. If you think about the average entrepreneur, you're out in the streets making money, connections, networking. Like, you may not have the time to sit down with your advisor or someone like myself and look at them every week, but monthly is a great start. I would say that the average entrepreneur probably is not even doing that.
Now, for entrepreneurs out there who are thinking that engaging an accountant of your caliber is something that's out of their reach financially, what do you say to them?
No, that is so not true. We have a model that we meet the client where you are on your financial journey. So we definitely work with you whether you are starting out. We have a lot of startups. We also have some people that have been in business for about 15 years. So it doesn't matter where you are on your journey of entrepreneurship, we're going to meet you where you are, and we will devise a plan that will work for you and your budget.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And without giving direct numbers, if you don't want to, if someone were to engage you as their accountant, what could they expect in terms of a range of what it would cost them to have that kind of service and that third wheel to help them create a real good relationship with their business finance?
Right. So we have accounting packages that start as low as $199 a month. That's very affordable, right? And it can go all the way up to $3,500 a month, depending on the advisory services that you're looking for.
Yeah.
So again, we understand that entrepreneurs are out there needing assistance, needing guidance. So we devise these packages so we can meet you where you are, right? I had the fortunate experience of having a financial background when I started my business. So there were certain things that I just knew. And I have this motto, I want us all to win. And so that's why I created my packages accordingly so that I can help as many people as I can.
Perfect, perfect. Now, when it comes to these packages, right?
Mm-hmm.
You mentioned the level of advisory services that people need. And I know people may be thinking, Samara's talking about her services. When I'm listening to you, I actually hear you talking about what's essential for a business owner to do. So I can imagine that the entry package provides what's absolutely essential. And then there is how you graduate and grow to something like that based on the size of your business and what you're looking to do with your business. So what are the essentials that are included at this level? And what are the required that are included along the way as your clients grow with you?
Yep. And it's funny you call it the essentials because that's the name of the package. It's called the essentials package. That's our starter package. And so at the very basic level, we want to make sure that you are having reconciled books. So at the end of the year, when we go to process a tax return for you, that we know that the revenues that we are using, the expenses we are using are accurate, right? So that's what you get at the essential level. You get some solid bookkeeping, right? You make sure that those books are solid and accurate, right? But as you grow, right, you may need things like payroll tax support, sales tax support. You may need some cost management support. So as you grow, the packages grow with you. It goes all the way up to budget planning. It goes all the way up to revenue analysis, right? So it definitely can grow, but as it grows, as you assume, it gets a little more costly as well.
Well, it's not that it gets more costly. There's the benefit that you get, and there's what
Absolutely.
you
The
pay.
the value increases.
Yeah,
We'll say.
yes, the value does increase. Samara, we have a very good friend of ours here with us, and I want to acknowledge her.
Okay.
Lisa Cheney, good morning.
Good morning.
Would you like to tell people about you and how you know Samara?
Yeah, so I met Samara through a networking group that Sorrel, Samara, and I are in. I am a business banker, so I am here today to support Samara and also you, of course, Sorrel. But I have a lot of confidence in Samara to be able to help small businesses. So I have sent referrals to her and I have tried to help her as well. I feel like a lot of times small businesses don't know what to do. And as a banker, I am not a CPA. And it's very important that they have a CPA that they trust, who understands their numbers, to help hold their hand as they start and as they grow. So that's why I wanted to be here today. I do know about the Holy Trinity of financials, and they are very important when you're working with your banker. So I trust Samara very much to take care of my clients and my future clients.
Yep.
Lisa, thank you. Thank you. Well, Samara, guess what? 15, 20 minutes go by really fast. The show's about to end, and I want to give you the opportunity to say the last words you want to say. If you click close and end the show and you're going, oh my God, I didn't say this. What is that thing?
Yeah, so we have a motto. I have a show that I do every week, 6 p.m. on Tuesday on Facebook Live, YouTube, and LinkedIn Live. And I have a motto on that show. It's called the Tax Takeover. So if you're interested in learning about tax strategies and tips, I would encourage you to tune in. The channel is FYE Finance. Sorry. So we have a motto, and I'm going to leave you with this motto. Okay. The wealthy don't start tax planning once they acquire wealth, but rather use tax planning as a tool to grow and protect their wealth.
So at whatever level you are,
Whatever you are.
a tax planner and an accountant can be your partner.
Absolutely.
In doing what you need to do to plan for the wealth.
Absolutely.
Everyone can be wealthy.
Everyone can be wealthy, no matter where you are on your journey.
I'm not going to say all they have to do, but one of the things they can do is call you.
Absolutely.
How do they best reach you? What's your preferred way for people to connect with you? I've posted the contact information here, and it's posted on Facebook as well, but what's your favorite method?
My favorite method is to go to my website and book me on my calendar. And I say that because I'm consistently on the phone with clients, sometimes chatting, just catching up, and sometimes I'm in a lot of meetings. And so you may call and I may not be able to answer at that moment. So the best way to get in contact with me to make sure we have some time, some one-on-one time so we can date, is to book a meeting on my website. You can do that. You have the information, I'm assuming, Sorrel, in the notes. So you can visit the website, go to our booking page. My consultations are free. Okay, so you definitely have that time to connect with us and see how we can help. I would love to partner with you.
Absolutely. FYE Finance is spelled FYE, finance.com/booking. Go there to create a conversation with Samara Andrews, your new friend.
Yeah.
Well, folks, it's 9:33. We're going to end the show as we usually do. Just so you know, the Daily Huddle is a daily show that airs on Friday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Every weekday we're here with the commitment to give you the information you need to run your business, create your business, run it effectively, and grow it. So we'll look forward to seeing you this coming Monday. Have a great weekend and part with this. Love always. Laugh out loud. Do that ugly laugh that you're afraid of doing and pretend no one's watching. Eat mostly plant-based. I have a good friend named Dan Cornett who can teach you how to do that. And sleep. Get some rest, for God's sake. Drink a lot of water. Give of yourself. Give everything you've got. You can't take it with you. Even if you could, you wouldn't want to. Giving is so much more fulfilling than taking it with you. And last but not least, move your body. And if you're ever thinking something's not working, check your assumptions. You never know. Until then, we'll see you on Monday. Have a great weekend.
Thank you, Daily Huddle family. Thank you.
One love, guys. One love.
One love, Rashida.